Boogie2988 is a creator that a young someone sleazy once looked upon as sort of an idol. He was a person that first got me interested into making videos, mainly because he came from not the greatest background, from relative obscurity, and, seemed to be not that socially versed, which was something that I could relate to when I was a younger person. But now he seemed to hit the twilight years of his career in that he is bleeding subscribers at a rapid rate and losing viewership in an unprecedented way, and his downfall has been documented over and over and over again. But most recently, a documentary's been made about Boogie's life, and today, me and my friend, while in a Discord call, looked at one of the clips from this video that he uploaded to his own channel. And I just wanted to talk about it and show you it because I feel like it perfectly summates in a very short, concise way exactly what's wrong with Boogie and, most importantly, his mindset. Now, in the documentary, the filmmaker suggests that because of his irresponsible spending habits that have landed him in debt, that potentially he might want to look into getting an actual job and not just relying on YouTube as his main source of income, since it's clearly no longer supporting him. And so they set up an interview with the head of a staffing agency to see about what kind of careers would even be available to a man like Boogie. And let me tell you, he went in there raw, no rubber. Alright, he went in there fucking full mask off, from actively trying to sabotage to just saying the most inappropriate things that you could ever think of. It was just a disaster from start to finish.
YouTube was a lot easier for me because I got to set my own hours. I don't know if I can work where I'm supposed to clock in at 9 and check out at 5 every day. So today we're gonna go see a headhunter to see if there's anything out there that would work for me, and I don't want to hit her.
What is it with me and my leg today? I rolled my ankle on the way out the door. May as well go on a pair of crutches. That sends the right message. Hi, I'm easily injured. Put me on your workforce.
Now you can see from the start that he's already got a negative attitude towards this, which is somewhat understandable because nobody likes working 9-to-5s. I've worked shitty 9-to-5s my entire life and I still do now, but at the end of the day, beggars can't be choosers. You're in a position where you're financially unstable, and so you kind of have to do it.
And so you are here today because you are seeking employment.
Yeah.
You're seeking out new work opportunities.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about your background and where you think you want to go with the experience that you already have.
I did work at a small gaming store back in 2006, 2007. Around 2000, I washed dishes in a Mexican restaurant, but the owner of that business has been deported.
Now, he starts off by listing two 20-year-old references from manual labor jobs, which is not the best start. I don't know why you would start with that instead of with your online career that you spent 17 years doing, which brings along with it a lot more useful skills that might be useful in the type of work that you would be physically capable of doing, such as some sort of office job or editing videos maybe, or I don't know, online marketing, since you know how to navigate the internet space to a degree. Now all of that can be chalked up with the fact that, he hasn't had an interview in 17 plus years, so he's just a little bit rusty, but it becomes very, very obvious very, very quickly that this is a deliberate attempt to self-sabotage.
So tell me a little bit about your current self-employment. Like, what is your most current experience? What do you do?
So I've been making online video for about 17 years. I was one of the original YouTubers to really kind of blow up. Mm-hmm. And my entire shtick has been about pretending to get angry about video games. I do a character voice like this, you sons of bitches, I can't believe you ruined Diablo 3, this is my favorite game, And the kids liked it. And then I got married. Then I got a divorce 5 years later. And I kind of completely and utterly lost my mind. I also got bariatric surgery, so I lost my major coping mechanism, which is food. And now I kind of need to transition into, honestly anything, because I'll likely lose my house in the next 6 months if I don't find gainful employment.
No, your eyes are not deceiving you. It is not some sort of elaborate Penn and Teller, fucking magic trick. He actually turned this job interview into a fucking therapy session within the first 2 minutes of being there. Like, she asked about your professional references, and what do? You go straight into trauma dumping on this random lady that you've never met before.
And then physically, I am morbidly obese. I have no references, no work history, and no education. And when you Google my name, you might see rumors that I beat my ex-wife and I'm also a pedophile. But that could be an issue for employers that would research me. So if we can find someone who won't Google me, that would be good. I'm easily injured, like I injured myself coming here today. I twisted my ankle. And then my work ethic is not great because of the depression and stuff. Mm-hmm.
I could not think of a worse way to do an interview. The interview is there for you to sell yourself and convince people on why they should hire you, why they should give you money for a service. And your idea of selling yourself, Boogie, is to mention that there are rumors that you beat your wife and that you're a pedophile online. And this is not something that she asked. This is information that you willingly gave forward and brought to the table. For what reason? Why would you do that?
So I do have some pretty big references. Keemstar, he'd probably put in a good word, or Kid Behind the Camera. Mm-hmm. Kid Behind the Camera. McJuggernuggets might. I worked with him. I had owned a small company with him. He's a big guy.
Okay.
And I maybe Angry Grandpa Charles Green, but
So you do have
dead.
some people that you could reach out to and call upon to give an example of what their experience was working with you.
Yeah, I can't say that it would be a glowing review, but it would be a review.
And then he just goes off on this internet brain-rotted tirade, just naming off famous YouTubers that he knows. And it's not even that you're naming off famous YouTubers. It's that you're giving no context, as if these people are just known, like some random person in the real world, Boogie, are just going to know who these people are. I mean, you mentioned that you owned a small company with McJuggernuggets. I'm guessing that you're talking about Storyfire, which, if you would have just framed it differently, instead of just saying, oh, McJuggernuggets, yeah, we owned a small company together, you know him, of course, everybody knows him. If you would have been like, yeah, there's this guy, he goes by the internet handle this, and we ran a semi-successful, online social media, because that's basically what Storyfire was, and come at it with hard numbers of, this is how many people we were able to get to our platform per day, this is how many users we had. You talk about Keemstar, it's like if you could point to concrete examples and be like, this is projects I've worked on in the past, maybe it might go a little better for you. Like that, if you were actually trying to get hired or get some form of employment, but you're not trying. And this is the most frustrating part. This is why you lose subscribers, Boogie. This is why people don't want to watch you or support you anymore. Not just because you say horrendous shit online, not just because you have probably some of the worst takes that I've ever seen, but mainly because you say things. You say you want to better yourself. You say you want to improve yourself. You say you're gonna do this better. You're gonna do that better. You're gonna be more consistent. You're gonna you're gonna make better content. But then when you're shown and you're put in a position where you have to put in the most minimal amount of effort, because this is not a hard thing to do. It's not even an actual job interview. It's going to a place that will try and find you jobs, which I've gotten employment through agencies like that. I've worked with people who have gotten employment through agencies like that, and their standards are not very high. I'm just saying. All you had to do was go in and answer the questions like a normal human being, but yet you go out of your way to make yourself seem as pathetic and as sad as possible.
So I think there are some avenues you could explore. I definitely don't think it's impossible, but you have some challenges.
Yeah.
Lots of things in life are about your mindset. and you're using weight and disability, I can't. If that is the attitude that you're gonna have when you approach everything, then you can't, and you won't.
And then in comes this Giga Chad, the savior that we deserve, the person who got the opportunity to do exactly what we all want to do and look Boogie directly in his eyes and tell him exactly how it is, that it is your mindset and these excuses that are keeping you from bettering your life, and you are going into everything with the mindset that you will fail automatically just off rip. And what is Boogie's response to this very well thought out, very well spoken, very concise and logical analysis of his mentality?
I did work in the porn industry for the better part of 7 years, so I mean...
Be real with me. Do you really think it would be a good idea to go to a real interview and reference porn?
It depended on the job, I would think.
Boogie, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? Who does that? I have never seen some shit like that in my life. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say that this has to be self-sabotage, because I see no other fucking scenario where this was something that he thought would be an actual thing to say during a job interview. I mean, she asked what your previous work was. Why didn't you mention it then? You know he was saving that in his back pocket as like a trump card. He's just rolling through his fucking Rolodex of embarrassing memories that he has stored up in his brain, trying to find one that will get this lady to tell him that he can't, so he has some sort of external justification outside of himself to be a reason to quit. From the very beginning, he went into it not wanting to do it, and now he is just grasping at straws, trying to find any excuse, any reason to be able to give up and go back to his comfort zone that is his little online bubble, and try and grasp onto any little crumbs of relevancy that he still has left lingering on his channel. And unsurprisingly, they were unable to find him any sort of work because he was rejected by corporate due to his previous offenses. Now, personally, I feel like this has a lot to do with the way he conducted himself in the interview, because if he would have really went in there and sold himself as much as he possibly could and tried to explain anything that might have happened in his past as just a mistake or something that he doesn't intend on repeating, or try to explain why the things happened the way they did, if he could have really gone in there and just sold himself as much as possible and put his best foot forward and put his all into it, that lady probably would have given him good enough of a reference that corporate might have looked over, like looked past it and pushed past it and given him at least a chance. But no, he got his wish. He self-sabotaged to the point where no one was even willing to try and help him. And all of this is confirmed by the voicemail that he leaves for the producers of the documentary.
Hey, Mike. Listen, dude. I know we're making this documentary and everything, and I know you think I need to get a real job, but I just want to let you know I'm not going to. I'm not going to walk into some job when I have 4 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm one of the original YouTubers. What I'm going to do instead is go back to making content.
Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good job. Yeah, so I mean, things aren't great. People are still mad at me on YouTube.
And it's sad to say because, like I said, Boogie was somebody that I used to look up to when I was younger as a big inspiration for wanting to create content. But now he's just sad. He's not going to change. His mindset hasn't changed at all. He hasn't learned anything from this whole experience with the documentary or his channel dying or him getting exposed every other week. And you can tell by the fact that this video is uploaded on his own channel. This video that makes him look so bad, that makes nobody possibly ever want to support him, is uploaded on his own channel because he is trying to scrape any crumbs of relevancy off of the fact that people want to see him fail. He knows that his own failure is more popular than his content is. So now he's just trying to do whatever he can to milk some money out of it. And these comments, this comment thread right here that's on screen right now just really fucking sums it up. You have a concerned fan begging him, pleading with him to just make good content and stop focusing on the drama and to change for the better, like he has been saying he wants to do for so long now. And then somebody who's probably used to be a fan, who has lost confidence, tells him that it's going to fall on deaf ears and he's not going to listen. And then here comes Boogie. And what does he say? Oh, I'll get, don't worry. I'll make the videos you guys want to make. After I finish uploading the last few clips that I have, because he simply can't listen. The lack of self-awareness in this comment is just fucking mind-blowing. It's baffling. And he has this pinned. This is a pinned comment that he is showing to the world. But yeah, I had to make a video on this after I saw it, because he was an inspiration for why I got into content creation in the first place. He was a big inspiration in terms of making me feel like YouTube was something that I could achieve, or at least wanting to pursue it as a sort of hobby. And to see somebody that I used to look up to acting like this with this sort of mentality, it's honestly just sad. It really is. Hopefully Boogie learns, but if nothing up to this point has changed him, I don't think anything will. But that's all I got, so yeah, I'll see you.